welcome, gentlemen, and welcome everybody, and welcome to All In, All United. Nico,
Yeah, man.
Chef, what we saying?
Brothers,
What we saying?
easy word.
Inside, man.
Nice, nice. So earlier we here again. Another what I would call, now if we did win it would be different, right? But another useless friendly. Yeah, I no. I
Yeah.
mean, we kind of in the last show we had, we kind of established the purpose of the friendlies, and we ain't want to take we ain't gonna take away the positives from the friendlies, but when you look at the
Man,
games,
it's
the
like
games then you ain't getting nothing now. You ain't
Yeah.
getting really
no
nothing.
Dad is like really, boy.
Yeah, it's better they train or play behind. When they had them play behind closed doors game, and
Yeah,
you just hear
better to
who
play
the
behind closed doors.
we just hearing who the goal scorers are, and we feeling good because it's better they do that because these
Hope,
games didn't make sense watching. I mean,
I hope Mengi get well soon though, cause that
Yeah,
look
yeah.
bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'll actually stretch him off the pitch because that hamstring look like it's
Yeah.
affecting
Yeah,
him good.
that look
Yeah.
like pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
but at
mean,
the end of the day,
yeah,
dreams,
they're good, Nico.
yeah, at the end of the day, dreams is all about the dollar, right? And
Yeah,
games behind closed doors, they making no money for you, right? Especially
true.
mid season when I guess as much as we know the World Cup would have been now, in terms of your budget, I think what I mean, you doesn't only plan, your whole fiscal in advance, and this period are taking a dent on your pocket now. So if it is that you can buy all the games on you're squeezing in, as much as you're making up the games, but what I mean, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is that they could still make extra within this period and still have your games, then again, what I mean, it might balance the books nice. You might come up with a better profit. I'm just saying. So
No,
again, to me, it's
I
all about
mean,
dollars and cents because really and truly, them friendlies they make no sense. But I mean, to have the games live now, it makes sense for fitness and all that. But to have them games live and in broadcast with all the people in the stands, this is about the Mike Stella.
yeah. I mean, it had certain players would have, it does always have the type that will try to take advantage of every opportunity. And I mean, when I
Yeah.
say that, I'm talking about the likes of Azed and Iqbal,
Mm.
through these two games, the man really show up. The man show
Yeah,
up.
yeah, he's been
And he show up
decent.
in proper order.
Mm.
Today he looks even better than the game against Cadiz.
Yeah,
Ten Hag allowed him to play a little bit longer. And the man he relishing the opportunity, I mean, Iqbal looking real good, you know.
But
yeah. Iqbal, I happy for the youth.
oh. but still right. Who in the team you would start Iqbal in front of realistically?
Nobody,
Okay.
No,
nobody.
I personally don't.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, it's not meaning to cut you. I wouldn't start him, but he good to make the team. We
Mm.
want, Then we have a headache with squad selection now.
Yeah, and as I'd say the last show, Nico, I believe after this little 2 week camp, I think Iqbal could have Ten Hag thinking about him a little more. So instead of not bringing him
Yeah.
on at all in games, he might bring him in for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Because Iqbal played no certain minutes in the first half of the season.
yeah.
You understand? But I believe after, what he showed, at least what I see from my point of view, at least Ten Hag could watch on the bench and say, you know what? I could take off Ericsson for the 15 minutes and
We'll
bring on
talk about
Iqbal.
Savage.
I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Um,
impressed.
Wait. And the next thing is for I mean, in Iqbal's case, possibly alone.
Nah, I don't want to loan Iqbal by.
Nah,
I
I
don't want
want
to loan
Iqbal
Iqbal
to
at
Yeah.
play.
all. Iqbal has to stay by because
I
nah,
want
nah,
him. I
Nico.
want him get playing time.
But you have to get playing time. But the limited playing time, how much you gonna benefit? I just said going on loan for the next 6 months of the season, right? For the rest of the season, develop a bit and come back in the summer with a bit more experience on their belt. To me, for Tenerife, then it will be a bigger
So
headache now. But for now,
I,
Iqbal no headache for Ten Hag.
No, but what I was saying, right? One of the things Ten Hag mentioned after the game today, he say it was good because remember he have his goals, with the club in terms of the development of the youth players into the first team philosophy and that kind of thing. And he said it was good that some of these young players were able to now play and understand the system and the mentality of the first team, right?
Yeah.
And for him to say that means that's something important to him because if we want to expose and transition younger players into the first team setup, then and let me say you have some players that who you seriously want to consider into the first team, then you can send them on loan for them to develop under some next philosophy for 6 months to come back and to reprogram them again.
Not only that, now there's loan
I
and there's
question marks
loan.
over that. Yeah, I question marks over that. But go ahead, go ahead.
I just don't like you see when we send certain players out on loan. I believe loan supposed to be development. It's supposed to be, you're gaining experience and all that. But you see when we sending out men on loan to a second to third division team and them, I find that nonsense. That's what you could possibly go at them teams and them and learn and come back with. You still have to come back to step up. So if you're selling, loans must make sense.
For me, I agree. Sorry, Nicole, but let me just jump in on what Chef's saying here. I believe it really have different kind of loans. Like for instance, let me put it like this: I have a good player who I know he ain't ready for the step up into the first team setup yet, right? But he needs to be playing games at a different level more regularly, because as we always say, Nico, that under 21 level and division, that's different thing, right? That's nothing. Yeah. So you see this player, let me just say, Led for instance, and he not ready for the first team yet, but I want him to get first team experience. Loan. Iqbal ready for the first team.
You feel like we're ready for the first team?
I telling you.
Really
understand what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying, Nico.
You really feel Iqbal
understand what I'm saying.
I don't think
when I say Iqbal ready for the first team, I mean Iqbal is ready to come on. Like as I said before, for 15 minutes, me talk about starting games, and I talk about Ericsson. We know Ericsson get run to the ground the first half of the season. So now, as I said, when Ten Hag look at his bench after Ericsson probably play full 90 last game, 90 game before that, and he have this game he playing, the game done wrap up. Let me look to get Ericsson at 5. But I don't want the level to drop too much. So I want to bring somebody who I know have a similar skill set, who have certain qualities that I know will enhance the football. Iqbal, come and take a 15 minutes here. That the kind of minutes he could get. And he had to take that and let that work until he could show more and show more.
And grow
because look at Garnacho, Garnacho come from 5 minutes to starting games with the first team,
I keep on going for 5 minutes. And
who watching Garnacho was on that level long time, eh?
Yeah, but
who watching Garnacho on that level long time.
Well,
right. So I just saying, if you look at Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, Borja from Chelsea, Chalobah, all of them fellas went on loan now, and they'll come back in the first team. So to me, there is benefits of going on loan. And to me, from now till the end of the season, Iqbal is going to start minutes. For me, it could be better to a decent team, prove yourself, and then come back in the summer, a fitter player, ready for the intensity of the Premier League, and ready to challenge players in the first team. Because I don't even think he could challenge Fred. I just said or McTominay.
Nah, man, he better than them on a technical level, but
but he's not starting in front of them. When Ten Hag watch the bench, he's not bringing on Iqbal in front of Fred or McTominay.
It depends on what the game asking for. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying this little mid-season camp would have given Ten Hag some more insight into a particular player. Remember when Ten Hag came in, this was his first tenure with the team, so he's still learning players, right? He's still learning the players he had in his squad. And the way how I see he treat with Iqbal, right, over this couple days and these two friendlies, I think it's a reason why this man not going on loan. And just to add to the point where you're talking about Broya and Mount and all them fellas, and them, I want to also consider that those guys were loaned out by different managers, right? And it's only when Graham Potter came in, he said, well, okay, you stay. Chances are if whoever the manager was... Chances are whoever the manager was when Mount was on loan, or whoever the manager was when Broya was on loan, them fellas might still be on loan. It all depends on what the manager wants to do with a particular player. And if I see, well, you just need minutes at a certain level, and when you come back, I go take a look at you again and see how you fit my plan, then. But if I know you're a player I want to keep under my wings and I want to work with you, then you ought to stay.
Well, because you have minutes to get till the end of the season. To me, if you're going to start minutes, I say get some experience on a higher level, consistently, and then come back and give yourself a chance. Otherwise, I see them getting much minutes, but we go see.
So Kristen on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying I have a question. All you feel supposed to take any of them pens today, knowing that he and Yoris trading, or if we feel Kane was supposed to take any of them penalties today, knowing that he and Yoris trading together over the past 5 years.
Of course. Yeah. Well, it's a pros and cons, eh? It's a pros and cons where Kane would know his strengths and vice versa.
That Loris is
yeah, so to me, yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something, eh? And all of us play football at certain different levels and things. Penalties is more mental than anything else.
It's true.
Correct.
Penalties is about thing. So in training, what does tell you? Pick a corner and hit the ball. Then the first penalty Kane hit was a beautiful penalty.
Quality. Nobody was saving that. Nobody putting the handy.
So why you decide to change?
Yeah, pressure.
And that's what it was. It was pressure.
Yeah,
and he just spurs down the whole friggin' thing, you know.
Yeah, he messed up the works big time.
I'd look, chef. You had Callum.
That man tough. Also, and here's the thing, as an English fan, real talk. Look, we just jump into the whole thing. I'll tell you something. Real talk. If you're an English fan, the expectations low.
Nah, don't hit me that. Nah. English fans' expectation low. Nah.
I could talk for me.
It's always coming home.
That is coming home talk. I can tell you though, for me personally, as an English fan, because from me observing the nonsense that has gone, the English team just has so much politics, so much dotage surrounding the team though, that no amount of talent could ever come together, if you understand what I'm saying.
Nah, it's not like it's not. Chef, it's not like you're tooting that.
I don't tell you. Like I tell Reed, I'm more irritated than disappointed. Real talk.
But that's now. So let me get into that politics. I don't know if you want to divert your dreams, you know, but Chef said that some politics are playing. So what's the politics, Chef, that playing that?
Chef, before you answer that question, I just want to get one comment here, right? Yeah. We know them as the Three Lions, right? But Jody, thanks for this comment, man.
Jody can't tell nobody nothing. Jody cannot tell nobody nothing. Jody cried like a girl yesterday, and he went into depression for days. Look how normalized. He wanted that Brazil thing. Brazil all over. I watch him. Nothing. Go home. If you want to tell me the expectations of England is the same expectations as Brazil, you lie. Don't tell
No,
me that.
because Brazil is winners naturally. Yeah, so the expectations will be
Exactly.
a little higher.
So,
But
and
the
who,
English fans'
and who send them home?
expectations. Yeah?
Who send them home?
Oh, God.
Who
Madrid,
send,
boy.
who
Madrid,
send home
Madrid and his team,
Brazil?
boy. Madrid and his team, boy.
Aye.
Yeah.
No,
Jody,
Yeah,
no,
no, but,
no, you cannot say a word.
right.
Jody
But
saying
they were saying
here
some
since
politics in the team. Chef.
No, but Dan, and it
That's
goes,
all.
it
I don't
goes
really
from
want to go
the
through
the selection of the coach, Dan. I
Nah,
know
so
I
you,
hear what
I know you.
hear
like
what
in South Guitar deal, man.
hear what, Nico. We will come
Yeah.
back. We will come back to
Yeah, we will
to
spin
this
back.
discussion,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We will
yeah.
spin
Come
back.
back to that.
We just wanna get it off now. But let me go through the comments. For men talking about World Cup here. Aaron Jones on the inside. He's saying, "Hey, look, chef, you're goodbye." England, that's it.
I always good. One
Crystal,
thing I don't do is hide it.
Hey,
I
hey,
always
Green,
good.
imagine we had this review yesterday, boy. Ooh,
yeah, you know, real men with a bump. Jody might not be in the comments.
Nah, do you know when that come out?
Yeah, Christian saying here on another note, most of our first team players back home for the game on the 27th.
Nah, but the most important not there.
Yeah,
Varane and Martinez.
yeah. But I mean, coming off this
And
World Cup, Harry Maguire wasn't bad enough, so he'll come back.
But he scored against England today. I just saying.
Yeah, I mean, but let
But
me
he's a liability.
bar that one. I
Nah,
find
he's
he
a
had a
liability.
decent
did
enough
they
World
give
Cup.
him the goal?
Nah.
Nah,
Jody-
he gave the goal because Giroud was on target,
Oh,
right? But he's a liability.
his thing took it away from the keeper.
Yeah.
Anyway, so guys, what I want to do, well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it only had one winner really from the preseason camp for me, and that was Iqbal, right? I mean, Iqbal was
Same.
he was very, very impressive. He was bright, he wanted the ball. We argue about other players not wanting the ball. Iqbal wanted the ball, and when Iqbal had the ball, he was showing quality. I'm not going to make too much of the games simply because Ten Hag went with a very mixed squad. He only had a handful of senior players. And when I say senior players, I'm not even referring to the likes of Van Bissaka because them fellas are never really fit here.
Them fellas on the way out.
Yeah. But who, guys, I think is the biggest loser from this camp? Apart from the team, apart from the team losing the two games.
The boy is between Van der Beek and Wan Bissaka. But
Yeah, but two of them are tired. Two of them tired.
them running a race for last place.
Yeah, go lower than them.
And running a race for last. To see who could come last, and both of them losing.
Ooh. You see two of them though?
Bruh. Yeah, I didn't tell you.
Nothing, boy.
Them
I tell
two.
you what.
Them
That
two,
is
you
fun
have to take.
today.
Aye, them two, you have to take Panadol the size of the moon.
But sure, I don't believe.
Ooh. Yeah, good.
I hear that Van der Beek. I mean, and I feel it. I'll hear it wrong, but I hear Van der Beek get not starting again, but as an injury, and I was happy.
Yeah, boy.
I actually think when I might
Let me
get
see
some.
somebody else. Let me see
Yeah.
somebody else. Yeah, you wasting space. Because that young boy, you come on. The boy show more initiative. The
Yeah,
boy had
yeah.
decent touch.
Dan.
He was brave on the ball. He had one
But
or
you
two
don't
little
know, you
touches.
don't,
He had
you
a
don't
nice.
even know when Van der Beek on the pitch.
No,
I
But
but
swear
that's
Van der
fine.
Beek doesn't hide it.
And this is what I said. This youth man who played today in that position, he to me, he have promise. He little small, he had the body in him off the ball. But to me,
Yeah.
he's very confident and
he's showing feints. He fighting for the ball in possession. He
Me?
looking decent.
I taking you over Van der Beek any day.
Yeah.
Right?
Jody saying free
and-
Van der Beek.
Yeah. Free him back to,
Yeah,
back
free
to
him,
Holland.
free him to go back to Holland.
Yeah. But this fella who coming from Mengi, boy, I find him.
Bennett.
Yeah, boy.
Bennett or
I
Barnett
find
or
his
something.
man
He
was
look
doing
real
ba-
good.
Bennett,
But
I
yeah,
find he
but
was
he's a
solid.
decent little player, though.
Yeah, I
he
find
look
the
good.
boy looks solid.
He
Yeah,
take
yeah,
his chance. He take his
He
chance.
look
take
real
his chance.
solid. But
He
again,
take
that
his chance.
centre back position is it could be tough
Yeah.
for him, but he looks solid.
So the losers tie with
Yeah,
Donny
tie for last.
and Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, the tie for last still
Yeah,
losing.
yeah, the tie for last. I was I know the team struggle. I was expecting a little more from Ganacho, but maybe we asking too much from him. No, but I was expecting a little more.
Well,
Um,
like a
from
natural
Ganacho.
save the goodness for when the league start back, please.
Yeah. And then the pros, Martial, coming out the 2 games
Yeah,
without injuries. At least we hear
without
anything about
injury,
injuries.
as
Right?
always happening thing.
Yeah, I think that was good. Who else, boy? What was the Bravka the Bravka Heaton? Look
Right.
like
The
Heaton look better
Bravka
than
wasn't bad,
Bravka.
but
No,
we
the
was
Bravka.
selling, they were
Yeah.
selling guns to the Bravka.
Yeah, I can't judge the African in that first
Yeah.
game. I
Yeah,
can't.
I'm not
I could be
judging
I
them.
could be doing
No,
the
but
man
I
an
find
injustice.
no, I find Heaton look more agile, kind of with some of them saves, boy. But alright, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um.
just hope we looking at players in the World Cup.
Hmm.
Um. So, guys, you know the Ten Hag was pleased with certain things from the camp. He was disappointed with the results. But then again, you understand the circumstances under which, because, I mean, this Betis team is 90% their first team players. Cadiz was 95% their first team players, while we went with a very, very young team. Right? And I think I was telling you, Nico, that young team need more of this kind of exposure because you're
Yeah, for
seeing the
sure.
Yeah,
maturity in their
yeah,
game.
they do.
For sure.
You know? So this will do them a world of good. Right? So we're moving on now. Now the last show we had with myself and Chef, we talk about Ronaldo and Ten Hag's quote on Ronaldo, and he was very, very brief when he was talking to Man United TV. But some more quotes came out on this whole thing with Ronaldo, leaving the club and so forth and so on. So I just want to go through some of the quotes from Ten Hag, because I think we were saying, Chef, was it enough? Because the comment at
Yeah,
that point in time was, Ronaldo is gone, that's the past, we move into the
Yeah.
future, right? But now more information or more quotes from Ten Hag has come out with regards to the
and this
entire
is really
situation.
Ten Hag, right?
Yes. Right? He's still yet to face the media, right? So we don't know how to go pong him or how to go try to, press that issue when that time comes. But but these are some of the comments. So just some of the comments here, and we'll talk about it a little, right? So he was saying is, I think it was quite clear just now, right? He said, I think it was quite clear after the interview that he had to leave, right? I think we didn't have to discuss it. It was quite clear. Richard Arnold, John Moto, and me, right? Ten Hag is saying, yes, he watched the Ronaldo interview. Not all of it. I have seen most of it. I have to do it. It's part of the job that I do it. And he was saying that he was at the UEFA Coaches Convention when that particular interview came out. Right? He's also saying here, or he also said, I think the club can only be successful when all the decision makers in the club are on the same page and back each other. That is the only way the club can be successful and operate. Right? Ten Hag saying here, I wanted him to stay from the first moment until now. He wanted to leave. It was quite clear. And when a player definitely doesn't want to be in the club, then he has to go. Right? He also said the Ronaldo interview, I think, as a club, you cannot accept it. There will be consequences. To make that step, he knew the consequences. Before, he never told me he wanted to leave. Right? During the season, there was no window, but until that moment, the interview, Ronaldo, never told me I want to leave. Right. He said in the summer, that is Ten Hag and Ronaldo, had one talk. He came in and said, I will tell you in 7 days if I want to stay. And he came back and said, I want to stay. Until that moment, and he talking about the interview, I have never heard anything else. He's saying we are looking to the future. Move on. I want to go to the future. We want a new future. And he, being Ronaldo, didn't want to be part of it. So we move on. Finally, he said when he, being Ronaldo, is in good shape, he is a good player. And he could help us to get back to achieve the objectives we have. But it's quite clear that he wasn't. Right? Right. He said once again, for me, he did what he did. It's in the past. Don't spend energy. We go forward and we prepare. Right? And finally, he's saying here, Ten Hag is asked if he was managing Ronaldo's decline. And he said yes, but he chose. I don't want to spend energy on that. I would have preferred to have it be done in a different way because I want to work with him, but he chose another way. Right? So that was some of the comments, that Ten Hag was made in response to, the interview with Ronaldo. So, guys, and I know we want to go into the World Cup, so I want to just zero in on two particular things that Ten Hag said here. Right? He said let me get that part. They had he indicated that they had conversations, and Ronaldo told him that I will tell you in 7 days if I want to stay. Then he came back and said, I want to stay. Were you all making of these kind of revelations from, well, at least we hear in the second side. And I remember Jody said something, he said there's one side, and there's the other side, and then there's what you'll consider the truth. So we heard Ronaldo. Now we hear in bits and pieces from Ten Hag. So let's look at some of Ten Hag's quotes here. And Cave, thanks for joining, man.
My man, good night.
What's up, fellas?
Thank you.
The insightful Cave, boy. So every time I see Cave, I think about that. The insightful Cave, very insightful, man.
Appreciate it, man. Try to be.
So I know Cave and Jody would have been teaming up now, So I'm glad to have Cave on the inside to represent.
Cave is Brazil too?
No, we're talking about the Ronaldo issue. But I think it's only fair we give the response some time as well. Yeah. So what was your general thoughts, guys, on some of the quotes from Ten Hag, but specifically now, the part where he's saying that he and Ronaldo had spoken, and Ronaldo told him, well, in 7 days I'll tell if I want to stay, and then he came back and said, well, I want to stay.
To me, even if that conversation was hard, right? I think actions speak louder than words now. And some of the actions that we saw from Ronaldo during the season, you could have tell that Ronaldo didn't want to be there. So as much as Ten Hag would have said, he told me he wanted to stay. Maybe something happened if it was that he wasn't getting enough playing time, which I guess we know is a issue for Ronaldo, not enough playing time. It became an issue with Ronaldo, right? And I think Ten Hag always said, if he was in a good state, and it don't have to be fitness-wise, it could be mental-wise also, right? That is part of what I said there. Maybe he wasn't fit in that way mentally for him to help the team now. And to me, I think that is where everything fell down. Ronaldo wasn't playing enough. He thought he should have been playing more. He didn't play enough, and he wasn't a happy camper. To me, he didn't have to tell Ten Hag that again. The world could have seen it that he didn't want to be there, and eventually he would have moved on. I think even as much as he didn't tell Ten Hag he wants to leave, all of us could have seen that most likely January Ronaldo is going to move on.
Yeah. Chef?
We fed up beat this. We fed up beat it, Chef.
Yeah, I so fed up with this whole shit with Ronaldo now. Okay. Ten Hag, Ten Hag, I think Ten Hag in a, I want to put it in a new kind of realm, as in Ten Hag don't like this talking about player and all this kind of vibes. But he not at Ajax again. He at Manchester United now. And no matter how he might try to duck a subject, he is going to be, as you rightfully said, Reem, he is going to be keep on asked about Ronaldo and Ronaldo and Ronaldo. So I think he come to the decision now. You know what? I'll give them little nuggets of and on. I really don't want to talk about this man too much because he not here again. He part of the past of the club now. We're going forward. But at the same time, all you who want to believe everything he said in his different interviews and everything, let me kind of defend myself a little bit without inviting all that nonsense in. That's what I get from this nonsense with Ten Hag. Chad, I so fed up of that now, eh? God, boy. Hey, so disappointed in this man, eh?
Yeah. Cave, tell us. What Nico say, give us some insight.
Honestly, I don't think the full truth is going to come out till like 10 years later when there's a documentary.
Yeah.
One of those Figo like documentaries in the future. Right now, both people are still active, both Ronaldo and Ten Hag. So they're gonna say things to cover their asses.
Ronaldo
Basically,
still active?
I mean, he's looking for another club, and more than likely he'll be going to Saudi Arabia. So that's I consider that still active. Um, so you have that. I think is you know the thing that's missing is the timeline. The timeline that is a key factor that's missing because when they have that conversation, that initial conversation when he said he'll come back a week later. Um, what was going on then that he said he'll come back a week later? What changed in that week? So there's still a lot of missing points, a lot of missing points. So I mean I don't have a conclusion. I'm the boring person, I don't come to conclusions so quick without as much information as possible. So, but like I said, this is something that's gonna. I mean, right now the pressure's on Ten Hag to perform because after making such a big call, there's gonna be some added pressure on Ten Hag. Thankfully, he has a club backing him. Um, the board backing him, and the players are buying into to what he wants to do. But there's always going to be that shadow looming over him. You drop down to what can you do after making such a big ballsy call. So there's also that.
Kip, you think so, buddy?
I don't think so. Kip, that last part I don't agree with you there.
Yeah. Because technically we see it happen at Portugal.
That's right.
No. So
Look at Portugal's fate.
come like Senegal.
Yeah,
But it come like Ten Hag was justified by his decision.
very much so.
Because when Ronaldo was dropped for the first game, the guy who came on scored a hat trick. I just say that kind of So that kind of justified Fernando Santos decision to drop him, right?
Ten Hag, yeah.
And even today when he came on, he came on early to me the 50th minute.
You get more time today.
And he still didn't see that. All right, if Ronaldo had more time, he would have scored. So,
but that's the thing. That's the thing. Today was a different type of game than against Switzerland. That's the thing. Football is more than just one player. It's a bunch of moving pieces. So,
Correct.
And it's system versus system. That's where you could see a player like McTominay shining against one team, and then he goes missing like for 2-3 games. But this season he's been better, to be honest. But that's the thing. It's system against system. Um, Ten Hag they say something important too, about Ronaldo's fitness, and that's something that I did allude to. Like at 37 years old, you cannot miss preseason. That's going to be a key component because you're just going to be playing catch up for the rest of the season. You don't have the time to put in that base work. So it could be match sharpness that will probably come later. We don't know, but also, I would never discredit the fact that he's also a grieving man.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
lose
yeah.
a child, to
Definitely,
lose a child.
definitely.
You never know. I mean, it's a feel. I mean, I'm a person that grieving too after losing my dad. Um, I've seen other people lose their parents. I have a friend that lost a child recently. Also, you never know what direction a person's life is going to go, and
Yeah,
we go through that period where there's a hyper emotional and polar. Like 1 minute you up, 1 minute you down. So this is a man that's under a lot of scrutiny even before then.
yeah, yeah.
Everything that's
Definitely.
happening right now for Ronaldo is just bad timing for him, and is pointed towards one direction: the ending of an ugly ending of his career, but it's compounded by a lot of things. But
True.
back to what I was saying though about the system versus system, I still think you don't go from contributing 24 goals in 1 year to just have such a drastic drop off. There's a lot of things going on right now in his life, in his mind, things that we probably won't even know. So there will always be that aspect of it too. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
that's that's
But
just
I
that's just
think,
how I see it. That's just how I
yeah,
see it.
and I think taking into consideration what you say, Cave, which I believe has some weight to it. But I mean, I guess we have to recognize as well that, well, two things. That one, the game given in that kind of sense, right? That is one, and two, um, I believe Ronaldo has been a contributor to the criticism and that he's going through here, right? Because probably if
Yeah,
I mean,
it
and
takes
I
it
mean, I want
takes
to be
two.
I want to be fair to what you said, and probably if Ronaldo had
Yep.
kept his mouth quiet and sat and tried to go through the process, without trying to make
Hmm.
the usual demands that he would, then I think a lot of people would have been a little more, you know, open to his situation and how he probably feeling or what he going through, with all the grieving and all the different things that he facing as a professional, at his level.
Mm.
I think he kind of lent to, I don't want to call it a demise, but he lent it with how he was operating and the demands he was making without being able to live up to it at this stage in his career.
I would say, Jed, and I don't want to say a former big fan of Ronaldo, still a fan of Ronaldo, but just I took everything into consideration with the man mentally, and I think if you all can remember from on one of these shows, I said this is more than physical. This is not just physical with Ronaldo. This
Definitely.
Mm.
definitely have to be mental, and it had to be, and rightfully, as Cave said, we all react to grief differently, and some people might be able to, pull up the pants and stuff and still perform. Some, you know, me
Like Dan
personally too,
James when he
as a
first came
man,
to United.
yeah, as a man, as a parent, I looked at everything with Ronaldo and stuff, and I got it. Listen to him with what he had to say about the club. But that being said, Cave, Jared Ronaldo do, and this is me not even talking about his on-field exploits, but
Hmm.
Ronaldo was just doing too much, yo, like ridiculously too much. You can't, and it spill over into the World Cup. Now, if Ronaldo had gone to the World Cup and had a proper World Cup, then right, he would have proven his point that listen, I still the man, I could still impact a club, I could still do things. But I watch Ronaldo and it's simple things. Ronaldo missed. Who would have ever think you that see Cristiano Ronaldo mistrapping a ball, getting his little things. His game is so based on power and speed that with all those things, it looking man looking like real shit. So and then for him now, his I honestly think his ego got the better of him. Cause he going through all this, boy, I'm not playing good. So much family stuff, so much things going on around me. And his ego still telling Jed, I am Cristiano Ronaldo. I could get up, I
You
will
have to
still
though.
get past this. But
From
sometimes
the
it
time you
just don't
when you
move
start
away.
thinking less of yourself as an athlete, you're calling your career over. From the time you start
Yeah,
thinking less of yourself, it has to
yeah,
be forced upon you, and you have to come to that realization. And maybe this is his recollection. You know, you never know. Maybe this
yep,
is it for him. But at the same time, look at Zlatan. How Zlatan went to MLS and turned his career around, made it back to Europe, and now he's back
yeah.
in Champions League. So you never know how it goes. You never know how it can go for a player. He does have to make some adjustments. But one thing that you will hear common in a lot of players that they drop off. Look at Martial, Pogba, who's some other players. I think I've heard Zlatan. But you hear players talk about, if you're not if you don't have it up there, not if you don't have it up there, if something's going on up there, it
Yeah,
literally affects the. You see how we say
the
football is a
littlest
game
of
of small
things. Yeah,
margins? We say football is a game of small margins. It
yeah,
affects those small margins. You
yep.
know, if you got some stuff going on up here, it affects those small margins. And when they see Ronaldo, you know, can't like you said, can't trap a ball, it's one of two things. It's either the decline is more rapid than they expected, or something is going on mentally. Only time will
Yeah,
tell.
yeah.
Only time will tell. But I believe you can make adjustments to the physical changes. You know, all smart players do. Look at Griezmann coming in from a winger and playing as a central attacking midfielder now,
Yeah.
and he's shining. Look at how Gates did it going coming on to the end of his career. You just gotta keep working and keep trying to find out how you can make adjustments to suit your game to prolong your career.
And my
And
my my thing my thing to that point, Keith, is that
mhm,
I find Ronaldo is one too intelligent a player and
mhm.
too good a player to not recognize. Okay, it's time to make adjustments to my game. I don't have this explosiveness again. I can't. So let me adjust my positioning on the field.
But you know what? In today's game, today's game I actually played,
Yeah.
and I think it was Portugal's second game. I actually saw Ronaldo because he set up a shot for, was it Felix or Bernardo Silva, one of the two. He set up a shot for those guys, and Ronaldo would have usually tried to turn around and make the shot himself. So I don't know if there's a inkling that he's
Slowly,
willing to
he's
be.
slowly starting to make the change.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but like I said, time will tell. Time will tell.
No, because it's something about Zlatan. But again, Zlatan reached a point where he understood that of course, as you said, mentally he not saying, all right, well, I reached that point now, but he understood that now I won't be starting every game.
Yeah.
However, when I am starting, I am going to give my best, but I
Yep.
won't be starting every game. However, Ronaldo, he still wanted to start every game. And
Yep.
by him not starting every game, that affected him. Right? And to me, that is the adjustment he has to make. And also, what I saw from Ronaldo, when Ronaldo was playing more team football, Ronaldo looked good.
Yeah.
But when he was playing that selfish football where he want to be, he want to be the go-to and he want to score and what I mean, he forgetting everybody else. To me, that is where he looked worse. But when he played team football, he looked better. And I think if he adjusted his game to be a more around team in terms of, what I mean, assists when he get the chance to take it, yes, but not that selfish type of play. I think he could still do it. But again,
And
it's going to
Ronaldo
adjust his
is
game to that.
capable of that.
Yes, of course, yes.
That's
I
my thing.
agree.
Ronaldo is more than capable of that.
Yeah.
I agree. I
I
agree.
mean, unfortunately, um, however you want to look at it, unfortunately, fortunately, he wouldn't be. That wouldn't be something that Man United
Manchester United problem anymore.
yeah, that's not
Thank God
something
for
that we
that.
have to worry about. That and I guess we move on. And the thing about it, and as I mentioned it before, Ten Hag hasn't faced the media yet, so we will definitely be talking about this again. But this segment was just really to discuss Ten Hag's response to the interview and the comments, because we spent an entire program talking about, well, an entire two programs talking about Ronaldo's side, you know so
Yeah.
so there you go, right? So a lot still has to, and I mean, as Cave said, in the future, when whoever decides to come out with their um, show or whatever, I guess we but then again, that could be slanted a particular way. So will we ever know the
Yep.
truth? Right? um
Hopefully we all
so
alive so we could do a panel discussion. A panel discussion that time, yeah? 10 years from now, a
yeah,
little bit more gray.
Yeah. I think
um
you take so long to go on Oprah, man.
We're not gonna be
let's
busy
just get
making
some
this money,
comments here,
man.
guys. Let's get some comments here. Jody, well, we know Jody, you must be normal, chef, because you're expecting nothing from them. They can't even win the FA Cup. I talk about England.
Yeah.
All right.
Says
Listen, after that League Cup
the
game,
salty Brazilian.
after that League Cup game, the first PL game, watch and see how Marcel gonna get injured.
Oh, yeah, everybody is a United
shit.
fan still, boy. Hey, Jody,
That
you're
is
still a
a
United
United-
fan.
My gun with
Come
your
on.
Brazilian self now, boy.
Look at let my accomplice
He's
Jody's
look
case
my
here.
accomplice he talking about Kiev here. Alright? Wait now, let's still talk about CR. Yeah, but CR go remain
Sierra more relevant than Brazil right now.
No, it's true.
yeah, he's saying CR nothing, his history. Or by the way, Portugal nothing and no World Cup for CR. Alright, I don't know how difficult that was for Jody to type, we also saying Ten Hag line on Ronaldo. What Ronaldo said is the truth, the whole
Whatever, Ronaldo, boil your drink.
Hey, doing on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining, man. Jody also saying exactly, Cave. Sierra has no pressure on him. He already left. Is Ten Hag tail to catch when the team doesn't perform. No more Ronaldo to blame, so we'll see who'll be taking the blame from now on. Ten Hag has
that's true,
always
'cause-
taken the blame. No. Ten Hag has always shouldered the blame when the team lost. Please save
But
me
I
that
want
one.
to know when Ronaldo was taking the blame.
Save me that one.
For the last season.
Ronaldo
You know
Ronaldo
there
used
was
to make himself relevant only when the team
there was a
team
wait
wins.
shot for
I
Ronaldo
want to know.
last year, man.
I want to know what loss we had that Ronaldo shouldered the
Ronaldo-
blame.
Yeah. It's when we win.
Ronaldo should have blamed
Ronaldo-
is the media, is the press, is the English press and the fans that carried that blame Ronaldo for these losses and our
Which
bad
losses?
last
Which
season.
losses?
What
Which
English-
losses?
what fans?
Which losses?
What fans?
We blame Ronaldo for the loss.
Cave, better than
Y'all
that.
might
But
not have-
nobody not on Ronaldo.
But a large percentage of that fan base, of our fan
Large.
base, blame Ronaldo.
I don't
Say
see
that,
that's
especially, I ain't gonna call them names, but there's another group. There's a group chat also, and I kid you not, only a couple guys in there did not blame Ronaldo for what went on at United last season. Only a couple, and there's
No, I
double
know.
digits
Okay,
in that group.
so no. But to be fair to that comment, Cave, last season, I know Ronaldo shouldered a lot of blame for the team performance, which was unfair to him. All right,
man was
But-
scapegoated.
right. But however, when coming to this season where
This season with
everything
Ten Hag,
kind of
under Ten Hag.
festered under Ten Hag, I
Yeah.
think.
I mean,
you
he didn't carry as much. The
I don't think he
narrative
carried
changed slightly,
anything.
like,
Did he
Didn't
carry
carry nothing.
None. I don't think he carried
Yeah.
anything at all.
He
But
carried
that's what
nothing
Jody-
with this.
that's what Jody talking about.
So Jody talking about last season then.
Yeah.
We talking about this season, Jody. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Jody, I tell you
Outside
that
of the,
Jody's still drunk from the Alex.
outside the Sociedad chance that he had, he should have buried that.
Ronaldo missed so much chances this season.
Yeah, but that one, we needed that one, boy. We needed that one.
Hey,
Yeah,
Gregory,
Ronaldo's
inside.
biggest excuse was not understanding it. Exactly, Gregory.
Yeah. He wants to
Yeah, that was
chase
tough for
greatness
him. That
but
was
can't
tough for him.
accept they're not the player they once were. And I think we spoke about that, and I think you all made reference
Yeah,
to
everybody
Zlatan.
allude to that. His
Yeah.
ego getting in. Ronaldo could still contribute to any team, you know.
Exactly.
Any team. But Ronaldo had to you, bro. You can't be no center forward.
He can. He can, but as Cable rightly said, maybe not against a team in a different system. You know? Maybe
Certainly.
say
But if
maybe say
Ronaldo
you're
had to do
playing
that,
two up
Ronaldo
front.
can't be starting.
Maybe say you're playing two up
Ronaldo,
front.
Ronaldo, maybe for
Possibly he
two up
can.
front.
But
Yeah.
you see that's again, I could knock that back too, that one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
point
yeah.
KB,
That
I could
up
knock
or
that back
that
too because check it, right? You play against Senegal, you play against Korea, you play against, who was the third team Portugal played in the group stage? You played all those games, and each game different systems, and you didn't look good in
nothing.
none. So what was going to, what will tell you that he would have played good against Switzerland because the team beat Switzerland 6-2? I don't think that's a rational, because we can make that argument for anything,
Anything, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
I guess anything.
And
I
then
could go
you came on
I
today,
watch all the
and
I watch all the
we did,
Portugal games though. I really can't. I only watch the one. Only watch today. Today was the first full one that I watched, and yeah, but that
So
was the
you,
only one I watched. So I don't
so
know. I
you
don't know
watched
how he
today,
played.
right? You
I
watched
don't know
today,
how he
right?
played. Uh-huh.
You think Ronaldo would have
No,
make
I
a
watched
difference if
and I
he
watched I
started?
watched it first. I watched the first half. I watched the first half in that 6-1 in that 6-1 in the 6-1 win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let me just get you the comments real quick, guys. We want to touch on the World Cup, right? Um, Gregory saying here exactly, chef. Certain attributes requires a certain amount of physical ability. The minute it drops, you're in trouble. All right. He's also saying here Zlatan understood that he needed to adjust his game, and not only adjust his game. That adjustment with his game will mean that he will be playing all the time. All right. Um, Ronaldo believed he could always play the same way. All right. Jody's saying here, Nico, because Zlatan never accomplished quarter
This
of what
man speak like
Ronaldo
he's a
has, so
Ronaldo
it will be
sports
more
person.
difficult
Ronaldo
for.
addressed that in the interview already. Ronaldo
Yeah, well,
addressed that
So
in
it
the
will,
interview
so it will
already
be more
that he
difficult
know his body going through
for Ronaldo
changes.
to adjust.
yeah.
Yeah. Gregory saying, yeah, we have to move on. We need to get over Ronaldo time for the new
All
generation
right,
to
we
grow
don't
and
move
show what they
on.
can do. All right.
We don't move on.
Not a starting forward. Okay, and he sent us Ghana, right? Yeah, so Ghana is who they played. All right. Ghana, Korea, and Uruguay. Yeah, none of them games Ronaldo really played good. All right.
Maybe that's the
So
first game.
guys,
The first game was who?
Come on,
Ghana.
Ghana, he
Ghana.
didn't play
them
good
is
in
tough
that game.
game.
He
Yeah.
didn't play good in. He didn't
That
play
he
good
want
in
to
that
get a
game.
penalty. That he want to get a penalty. But he looked bright, you know.
Yeah.
He looked bright.
He looked bright. He
That
looked bright. But
he want to win the penalty. Well, which was no penalty, but
There was no penalty.
yeah, that was no penalty.
So we know that, I mean, as fed up as we might be with the Ronaldo issue, I don't think it's done. And our responsibility here is to talk about the current issues,
We
right?
got a couple more panels for this.
Yeah. All right. So guys, let me go into the World Cup. Now,
Yeah.
what I would have liked to do is play a little intro. We had a little intro, to start the little World Cup segment, but certain powers will pull along with video if we do that, right? So we stay clear of that. So guys, Chef and myself was on the panel with Phil last when Thursday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Wednesday. And that
Yeah,
was before the quarterfinal round kicked off. And earlier, boy, oh boy, men, oh men, this quarterfinal tie was something.
Yes, it was.
Earlier, we made some predictions. We predicted that Brazil was going to walk over Croatia. We say the Netherlands, Argentina game was going to be tight. We say the England France game was going to be tight. We say the Portugal was going to walk over Morocco. And man, oh man, fellas, all this shock? Are you not
Not really,
entertained?
you know.
Are you
Why,
not
you-
entertained?
No,
Not
but
really.
I'm not really shocked enough.
Not
We're
really.
not entertained.
What's right? You see, what game it was? Oh, right. When Brazil lost, right? So I still, I know still, our boy, Brazil inside, right? Because that goal from Neymar was a beauty. Right, set. Hey, now that, Brazil had lost in this game after, especially after that. Right? Boom! Down in the Jags, Croatia come and score 1-all. Brazil lost on penalty.
Rip the heart out.
Right. So when I see that, I say, all right. Let me see now. So now I get real optimistic. Not optimistic, but I start a question. Well, all right. What's the scores with Netherlands and Argentina? So I see this Argentina started resending Brazil do. When they was up, they started kind of freestyle, started relax, started take the foot off the gas. I said, boom, that same thing gonna happen like what happened with Brazil game. Netherlands gonna come back. But however, Argentina come and win. But to be honest, I wasn't surprised. Even today, going into that Portugal game, watching Morocco for the last few games, you see, it possibly could have an upset. Because Morocco, as much as they unfancied, we don't know them as much. They have a lot of quality players.
Yeah, they do.
They have players who play at a decent level. So to be honest, I wasn't surprised.
How far let's think Morocco going?
I want Morocco win.
Let's stretch, but you never know.
No. Like serious talk that. Morocco football right now deserve to win. Morocco defensive discipline is unbelievable. And here's the thing, it's one thing to say, okay, the parking bus, but then Morocco in attack is trouble too, you know. Morocco giving you trouble too in attack now. I want Morocco win.
Them like Chelsea, way. You know when Chelsea and Mourinho it was? You're playing nothing, but you're squeezing it. You're squeezing out 1-0.
You mean greasing the rolls?
It's not what the romantics want to see. We want to see free flowing type of football. Let me play in that, but
the thing is, going forward, Ziyech and them play nice up forward. And why they pulling out games too, though? Because today, I am sure they had more shots on goal.
They're efficient going forward.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. They're efficient going forward. But
the counter very rapid. Very rapid.
But let me consider this, right? The Morocco game. How much real chances they got? They got one chance today, right? And I kind of attributing that more to a goalkeeping error than a quality when I say a header.
Nah.
Today, yeah. Morocco, how much chances Morocco had?
But then how much chances
Morocco had better chances than.
Well, how much chances
they had?
Morocco?
No, but the point I made. How much chances Bono had? Bono had plenty saves to make today, Nico. Plenty saves.
I find them.
But the point I'm making, right? Because you say, Chef, that Morocco going all the way. You want them to win. For them to win, they had to do more than what they're doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they get through. To me, them get through today. Them get through with that goal and they defend for the line.
They had two injuries too.
Yeah, and that is the part I think going to kill Morocco. The injuries part.
The red card too.
And the red. All you find France play enough so far that we could say, hey, France can win this.
Yeah.
They won't be a better team today, but I think that they play enough to say they could win it.
Yeah.
England was clearly the better team today. Right?
But we'll see.
Let me just get some comments before we move on, right? Jody saying here,
Denmark, Tunisia, Poland. Yeah.
Each one of those quarters was good enough to be a final, no doubt. That we want. We want exciting games, and we get at.
The drama,
Agreed.
Yeah. Dwayne on the inside, he's saying, call me the Obia man. I called the Brazil and England, and men call me mad. So we have a Obia man and we have a Juju boss.
What's the lotto numbers, bro?
Take it, it's a very high enough, eh? Jody saying you're not shocked, just disappointed in my team. Alright.
Who team he's back? Oh, Brazil.
Brazil, yeah. He's saying a few of the first team players injured, so France will be
the centre backs.
Alright.
Yeah, the missing the defenders.
Yeah, Dwayne saying here Buffalo is class. Yeah,
Come on,
they were
bad
looking bright
boy.
in the earliest they were looking bright and they were transitioning very, very nice without really creating anything. But after they scored that goal, what I call a very fortunate goal, they just sat back and they started to defend. That defensive job started early in the game.
And if
Who
Brazil
Buffalo
did
playing
that,
for
and
again?
if Brazil did that, Brazil would have been in the semi-final against
I think
Oh.
Argentina.
Buffalo's playing playing French league. I think.
He got French. I know he was at West Ham. But
Southampton. He was at
Southampton, yeah,
I know
Southampton.
it. Now, he's not that he's still at Southampton?
No, I think in the France league
Nah.
now. In the France
in the
league.
French.
Okay.
But
In
but
French, let me tell you
on that Brazil game, right? Let me start with the Brazil game already because that was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The first
yeah, yeah.
quarters. Now everybody was wondering what was going on because I was shocked when I saw let me put it out there that Croatia played a master game, right? Friday. In terms of how they tried to counter Brazil's threat. You know, they suspected that, the referee, because of the reputation of Neymar, the referee would have sucked his whistle a little bit on Neymar. So that I'd be able to get with a couple fouls on him. Right? And how they were able to move the ball just to keep possession because they fancied themselves in a penalty shootout. And I remember I tell Nico that I say Croatia go ahead and stretch this game for as long as possible, you understand, and take it to penalties and fancy the chances. Now, here's what disappointed me with Brazil. You gone 1-0 up, 3 minutes to go, and your management,
And you send it everybody.
everybody up.
Jeez.
Everybody up. Fred, who you
That didn't
bring
make
on?
no sense. Yeah.
Fred, you bring
Because-
on Fred.
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
named Brazil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
right,
bring
yeah.
on Fred to clean up and
Complacency,
Fred
complacency.
attacking. Fred on the
Who
attacking
done-
third
who done
and Croatia attacking.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
you.
yeah. Like
That was
isn't it?
Who does
arrogant.
that?
That was arrogant by Brazil for
Yeah,
real.
yeah, yeah.
They should
How
have
arrogant?
Very, very
gone to
manage out that
management.
game.
They deserve to get more.
3 minutes to
tell you.
go.
Now I tell you, if it was Morocco win that game. Morocco win that game. Right?
But in context, Morocco versus Brazil was really attacking. Brazil was
No,
creating
but
chances.
yeah.
But I was disappointed that Brazil didn't manage the game. They didn't prove themselves as a championship mentality team. Fergie said it, and I guess many other managers would have echoed that. It's defenses is win championships. So if you don't have a defensive structure in place to see out a game in 3 minutes, then you deserve to lose that game. You deserve to lose that game.
Sad but true.
Netherlands versus Argentina. Let me go.
But Croatia is a team too that it really can't even sit back.
Nah.
Croatia is that Blair Witch kind of team, like a team that's just gonna sneak up on you and like, okay, bro, see, I got you. You go ahead, do your thing. When it's my turn, you're gonna suffer.
But
And
Croatia
it's
really
a
tournament.
real
Sorry.
fortunate goal them get there.
Yeah,
Because
them get
that shot was going straight to Alisson. Eh?
Yeah.
Because Marquinhos 40 foot there and that's direct the ball in the goal. Otherwise,
Yeah.
that goes straight to Alisson.
Yeah. But Croatia grew in the tournament because I think that
Yeah,
game
really.
against Brazil was probably their best game. in the
I wasn't
tournament,
expecting.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting them to get this far.
Croatia really getting better as they go by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look good.
So let me look at Netherlands versus Argentina.
Croatia midfield is what, and I think that's where Brazil. One last comment. I think that's where Brazil their weakness. Like when you put both midfields up against each other. Right now, Croatia got the best midfield left
Yeah.
in the tournament,
They have.
and I think that's who is doing the legwork right now. And when you look at all these teams that
Yeah.
that progressing, the midfield is what doing
The midfield.
the engine room is what's purring.
Yeah.
The engine room is
Brazil
what's purring. The
Yeah,
attackers
yeah.
really.
Them fellas are
The
real proper
attackers
in that
really doing
midfield.
right
Wait,
Huh?
line. I said that the best midfield.
That midfield, that midfield is not. You can't walk. That midfield is a true engine.
I'm telling you because Brazil can't win back the ball. They
Yeah.
They couldn't win it back, and when once I saw Madrid started to advance, I say, "Boy, y'all gonna suffer right now, boy. Once Madrid starts to advance,
Yeah, they're growing into the
you gotta
game.
keep Madrid further away from your goal.
Ah.
How old Madrid is on here?
35.
No,
35.
36 or
Yeah,
37.
to the 7 boy.
36 or 37.
Yeah. Check
Modric,
it. That man
Modric,
different boy.
aging like
Jesus
fine
Lord, Madrid is
wine.
37.
Yeah,
I
like
tell you, man
fine
different
wine.
boy.
And CR
But
aging
Modric, he have
like a bad
he
curry.
have real mileage on them legs, eh?
Nah,
CR
but he
aging like a
looking but
bad curry.
but he playing that football so intelligent that it look like he didn't even need legs, boy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, let's move on to the Argentina Holland. Um, going into that game for me, I watched what Van Gaal was trying to do. Right, he was going for because
Once you
I
see the
mean,
rune in that team, you don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, you could have tell Van Gaal was going for a real pragmatic approach, and with
He was doing the typical Van
yeah, the
Hal.
typical thing. And when you see Depay, Gakpo, and Bergwijn on top, I don't know. There's a real kind of sit deep, and them fellas and them go and run up on top. You understand? And I think Argentina countered that by playing three centre backs. They started with three centre backs, so that was an
Yeah, they
adjustment
played three
for
back,
Argentina. You know, because they started with Romero, Otamendi, and
Martinez and
Martinez.
Otamendi.
Yeah, and I didn't think Martinez had his best game though. Eh? He
Nope.
didn't
Yeah, it
look
wasn't
too.
one of his better games.
Yeah, but I mean, Messi stood up again. Messi doing what he
Yeah.
doing, you know, gave his team a 2-goal advantage. And then we saw the Route 1 football from the Netherlands. And Argentina seemed to struggle to deal with that.
Yeah.
That was
You
the
know,
second goal, boy. The second goal, boy. Woo.
Yeah, I suppose what's it called, Martinez. Hey, how many teams in the Premier League got strikers that tall? Because they really exposed
Yeah.
Martinez, targeting
yeah.
him with what's his name?
Weghorst.
Wait, shoot. Yeah, doesn't he play in the Premier League now?
Nah, he had
That's pretty
teams
League.
in Holland.
Championship.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Championship.
with Burnley. With
Oh,
Burnley.
with Burnley.
Wait,
Yeah.
and
Burnley
that we got in the
Yeah.
league.
But he with them or he on loan somewhere?
I don't
Nah,
know.
he
I
back
don't
in
know.
Holland.
Oh, he back
Who
in
he with?
Holland. I don't. Yeah, check it out. Someone check it out.
He's with one of them lower teams in Holland.
So he now with Burnley.
No.
Okay,
Nah, I
he
don't
will
think he will Burnley
Besiktas, yeah. Yeah, he'll Besiktas.
Oh,
Okay,
but he's in
okay,
Turkey.
okay. Good.
He on loan.
So we don't worry about that.
Good. Yeah, man, less stress.
Nice.
Kinda. Cause Burnley playing football. Burnley playing some good football.
But
Yeah.
hear this, right?
So
So
the championship right now.
people will somebody the pundits in the World Cup, you know, I think their job is to just find things wrong and talk about it, right?
Yeah.
They were talking about with the penalty shootout for Brazil that Neymar wanted the glory, so he wanted to take the 5th penalty, right? And he didn't end up taking any penalties, right? But then in the Argentina game, Messi went
He went first.
first.
The two captains went first.
Yeah, well, Van Dijk should not take that first penalty. Anyway,
But you know, I see Van Dijk take penalty already and he take it properly.
yeah. It's just
Like
a day.
more than
Sometimes it's just
once.
being-
Pressure
But
bus
let-
plate, man.
But let's see any issue what these pundits was making of these penalty takers, whether Neymar should take the
But
first
like that
penalty. the
talk,
last
they
penalty.
like to say the big player like to go last. They always used to say Ronaldo like that, but
But
man,
that
last person.
decision made long before, you know. They
Yeah,
will reach on that day to make that decision. You know?
nah.
And at
them
that
thing-
point, remember you done program that year where the last kick is Neymar own. That
no
program.
matter what.
So
Yeah.
last minute you're gonna change that.
But all it-
could,
but all it-
last minute,
but-
like, you're
You
gonna
know,
change that.
But all I think-
it's always a hindsight. It's always a
Yeah.
hindsight kind of thing.
Yeah.
But put yourself in the position. I think it was wise to put your best penalty taker, probably your best penalty taker, your biggest player, to kick last when chances are if the others mess up, he wouldn't get a kick at all.
Then all of them fellas supposed to be professionals.
No, but we're talking about your best player. Your best player.
Yeah, but him being your best player don't mean he's your best penalty taker.
But Neymar
I guess in that case,
is our top 10 penalty taker.
yeah. But I guess in that case, right, you're planning in terms of you're not planning for a miss.
Right.
You know, I think that's the mentality they had. We're not planning to miss. And because the last penalty to win the game might be
Often enough is the one
the
to
highest
win
with the
or
most
go forward.
pressure, we
Yeah.
would give that to Neymar. You know, I guess if you're planning that year what somebody could miss, then you might make adjustments. But if you're planning that year what we're gonna win, everybody gonna score, you might get last, and you're gonna win the game first, and that's how you're going out there with that mindset.
Like you said, captains stepped up and took the first kick. They might not even a captain.
Yeah.
But I feel the first penalty is the harder one to take or the second one.
All of them.
Which
no,
one? Whichever one. Actually, whichever one is to win the game.
No. Sorry, I said that wrong.
Or if you
like,
miss, they could lose the game.
who kicking first and who kicking second? Which team kicking first and which one feels more pressure?
I always prefer
Depends on
to
your
kick
kickers.
second.
Depends on your keeper. If you got a team like Argentina, where you got a master of shithousery in the name of Emil Martinez, you could afford to kick first and be confident that he's gonna psych the other opponents out.
Yeah.
If you got Tim Krul in that Netherlands team, and you see him get subbed on, you best believe that's a different mental game for Argentine kickers then.
Then you watch the kind of nonsense Argentina keeper was doing. Because Argentina keeper ain't stop talking, you know.
Now you pull them out now.
I watch was it CONCACAF? When they played against one of those teams, man. But he psyched these men out.
Yeah.
Martinez, he psyched out Bruno Fernandes last season too. When
Ronaldo too, I think Ronaldo too.
When he said, let Ronaldo take the penalty.
Yeah,
you don't take it, let Ronaldo take the penalty. And guess what? Bruno ended up missing the penalty.
Yeah.
Because Bruno wants to prove to him now that he gained Bruno.
He know how to get into people's head.
Yeah.
He know how to get into people's head. So that's an advantage right there.
I always think, I mean, what Kave's saying is so true, but I always think without all that, the first penalty taker is always in the advantage position because you don't have the pressure of having to score because the one before score. You know,
get it over with as quick as possible.
Get it over with and put the pressure on the next team. You know, so the second team to kick is always under more pressure than the first team, as far as you know. Once you do your job.
To answer your question, I think the last kick is the most. I think it got to be between the first and the last, but the last person, more and more pressure building up, especially if somebody miss. So more and more pressure building, and it's just a matter of time before something.
You come in to kick last to either win the game or extend the game.
Because you see Enzo Fernandez come and extend the game and he could have win it.
Yeah. He missed the whole goal.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Too much pressure. That pressure different, boy. That pressure different, boy.
You see it's Korea? It's Korea?
Korea and Japan.
Japan.
Japan. Some one of them teams who about 3 say that against Croatia. Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah,
Japan just scored apart.
Croatia, Likovic, what is it in?
Yeah,
that man bad too, boy.
He's good.
This World Cup had some real nice keepers.
Nah, he haven't think.
Yeah.
He saved Croatia a few times during that game.
Correct.
Some real tough saves.
Some big saves, yeah.
Some big saves.
Portugal, Morocco. I think we touched on Portugal, Morocco already.
England, France. Such a many. That's that first goal. Woo.
Quality striking. Chouameni.
Wow. Quality. Kane penalty. Quality. That's the first one. Right?
England should have gotten another penalty before that Kane penalty in the first half.
Nah, that was not penalty, chef. The man was outside. That with Kane? With Upamecano?
Not that one. No.
Which other one?
Which next one? Is the one when Upamecano foot tangle put Kane?
They didn't call anything at all. They just waved play on.
Okay.
It wasn't Kane.
Okay.
But it was a. But as a man said, boy, if they get 3 penalties, is now that says mafia.
Yeah, when Jody said that, Jody says mafia. He said, wow.
But them penalties was clear penalties, eh?
Jody say the war Ronaldo and Messi play the final, this thing rigged. And if that happen, I must stop watching football for the rest of my life.
well, you'll be watching a lot of football.
Oh gosh.
But there was no disputing them penalty calls.
No.
That was penalties. I don't know what, but listen. Hey, Kane is really a Spurs player, you know. God, them is shit, boy.
Pressure, the same thing we talking about. Pressure, chef, pressure. The whole of the UK on your shoulder. You're walking up to take that penalty. It's easy, it's
Aye.
easy.
Yo, none of those attackers, man. None of those attackers accustomed winning. Like that we ain't really check it, except for
Yeah.
Sterling. But Sterling had a bad tournament, and then he just came back from the incident
Just
happened at
come
home.
back from home, yeah.
Like,
I
But
didn't
I
even
wa-
realize he came back.
Although I wasn't surprised that
Me either.
because even in the press conference before
I
the
don't know
game,
how to do that.
Southgate say that Sterling missed 12 days of training or something like that. No,
Yeah.
it can be 12 days, right? But he missed a lot of training sessions, or
And,
12
and he
sessions or
went
something like that.
straight back into the starting lineup.
And I was surprised that Rashford there, Grealish there, and your first option
Southgate
back was to
fumble.
put.
Listen, I'm a neutral, right? But Southgate real fumble this bag,
Yeah.
because I swear he would have unleashed Rashford earlier today. Man, you might bring him on in the
Yeah.
85th minute. 85th minute.
I couldn't understand why he brought on Rashford so late.
And then he bring on Grealish in the,
When he
in the
brought on
90 something.
Mo and Sterling before Rashford, because Mo and
Yes.
Sterling been stinking up this whole tournament. I can't understand you going to the tournament with your players that got you to this far. But then when you get to the tournament and you realize they're not performing, you got to be flexible enough to change things up. Rashford has been one of the better performers. So has Saka. Taking off Saka was questionable
Sterling.
for someone that's been
How you take off
underperforming.
Saka?
Understand.
Yeah.
I didn't
For someone
understand
that's been
taking off
underperforming.
Saka in that
And then
moment.
bringing
at
on
all.
Rashford with 5 minutes to go, and then at the same time you got two defensive midfielders and a 19-year-old box-to-box midfielder. What are you supposed to do with that? Not knocking any of them, but you gotta at least if Grealish should be on every sense, or even if listen, this is a game I would have probably start Mount. I would have probably be like, okay, bring on Mount because you're gonna need that person that's up there. An
Aye.
attacking midfielder. You need an attacking midfielder in the game. And the man had all right, put Foden. Rashford, Saka, Foden.
Yeah.
Come on.
But for me, the Saka substitution was surprising because he was your
That was
biggest
real
threat.
surprising. Because
he was giving
Saka was
them boy them-
ripping.
Yeah, he was getting them boys all
Boy.
kind of worries, all kind of headaches. And you
Saka,
take off Saka.
listen, they didn't know what to do with Saka.
Okay.
But I mean, it is what it is. So guys, we're moving on to the
And then
semi-finals.
poor Maguire can get some heat because the ball deflected off.
No, but Dan Maguire shaky bad,
he always involved in a goal conceded. This man just attracted to goals conceded. He attracts goals
And he
conceded,
big
man.
himself.
And it
He
don't
got
be
opportunity to
his fault.
score.
My problem is he coming back in the United camp before Martinez and Varane. That's my problem. Yes,
Ah,
that's my problem.
But Varane ain't looking bad at all,
Nah, Varane proper.
looking like a
proper.
Rolls Royce. man.
Upamecano looking very suspect there.
He wild.
Well,
Eh, that
Kane
man
should have
wild,
punished
boy.
you. But Kane should have punished you about 3 times.
But I guess you need that little balance because they balance each other nicely, yeah. Because you need that kind of aggression. You need that, and Varane tempering him nice.
Not like that. Not like that. Watch how Martinez and Varane does play. But as much as Martinez is aggressive, but Martinez is missing his challenges. Upamecano missing all his challenges. Come on.
With his big self.
Anyway, so guys, I mean, the quarters was very exciting. No game was done until it was done. Even though teams would have been leading for 87 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't take off your TV and walk off from a game here because you turn back on the TV, you see penalties taken.
Yeah.
Right? That's just how this quarterfinal round was. Real exciting. Top quality football. We love the game. That's the beauty of the game. But we're moving on to the semi-finals, guys. So Argentina taking on Croatia and
Let's
Morocco.
go Croatia.
Morocco versus France, the French.
Let's go Morocco.
So let me see how much predictions going to turn back and slap me face like the quarterfinal round.
Taking Morocco and Croatia.
Morocco-Croatia final?
The last World Cup final was France-Croatia.
Yeah,
After you go and get that again.
France, Croatia. I say
That, to
Argentina,
me, that
France.
will
Because
be,
hey,
yeah.
because Croatia punished Argentina last World Cup too, you know.
Oh, really?
Don't forget, it's Croatia that knocked out Argentina to make the
Croatia
final. I
knock out
think
Argentina.
What?
either to make
Dream,
the
if
final
you
or
watch
semi-final.
Croatia, yeah, if you watch Croatia football and you watch Argentina football, Croatia playing a higher level of football and a higher IQ level of football than Argentina.
Croatia football.
Croatia
Yeah,
problem is the
Dream.
finishing.
Yeah,
That
Croatia's problem is
midfield
they
is
don't
going
have
to
a.
be important.
Who
Yeah,
was,
Midfield is
who
going to
was
be
Croatia,
normally
important.
Croatia forward?
Croatia no forward.
No,
Mandzukic,
last
go on.
World Cup.
Mandzukic.
Mandzukic.
Yeah,
He retired.
Yeah, he
yeah,
done, he
I guess
done,
so.
he done, he done.
Yeah,
And
but
that
Because
fella
I
would have
used
had
him
it
in
playing
this
like
World Cup.
Lukaku.
yeah,
That fella
but
would have had it playing like
but
Lukaku.
the Camarich,
Yeah, but he's not like a big. He's
yeah,
more like
I
them
think
kind
anyone
of.
who was with Leicester, he was Leicester or somebody.
Leicester? Nah, he didn't play with Leicester. Nah.
Okay. I think he played in
Who's
the Premier
that?
League. He never played in the Premier League.
Kramaric, I think he just played with Hoffenheim or somebody or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know for real. But I know he not in the Premier League.
Yeah, but that Croatia team playing a higher level of football than Argentina.
Now they're an intelligent team, boy.
I tell you,
I
they
feel
playing a
Argentina
higher
good.
level of football.
I
You
feel
see this?
Argentina good.
You see this
Argentina goes because of
Perisic?
Messi.
You see?
Perisic,
Yeah.
when you watch Perisic,
Man, he's
that man
one
different,
stink player. And that's
Hey,
how he does do it. Smart boy.
Perisic, real damn boy. Them fellas
I
different
would
boy.
never, I would never forgive Woodward for not giving Marino him here.
Yeah. Remember we wanted him bad.
Bad.
And the man still have real quality in him from what
There is-
I said now.
Boy.
There
Quality.
is
The
few
man, the man went,
personalities.
the man went up levels. The man went up levels after being disappointed that he didn't get that move, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Correct.
still went up
Correct.
levels, things that we
Yeah.
needed,
Yeah.
because the man play on both wings, both feet, good
So
in the
so
air.
you're saying Cave, what final you're calling?
Jesus, boy, I want to say Croatia gonna beat them, but you know what? I want to see. You know what? I can't lose because I'm such a neutral. I would like to see Messi. I would like to see Messi win the World Cup. But if it's Croatia versus Morocco final, we win because I don't think the World Cup has had one of these
African.
these come from nothing stories.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
the
don't
World
think
Cup
we
has
ever
had
had
any
that.
of those come from
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
stories.
Never had
Like how
that.
Leicester City,
Or
yeah. So
even a
why not know?
Euros.
Yes.
Or even a Euros with Greece. Never had that.
That
So
would be
yeah, it would
interesting.
be nice for
Yeah,
one of them
so-
teams to win it.
That'll be very interesting.
Gosh, it would be
But,
super for
I mean,
African
if it's-
team to win.
I think the winner comes from either Argentina, Croatia game though, because I think France is there to be taken. They got some weaknesses, especially especially they can get in behind. What's it called? Mbappe. They can expose Theo Hernandez. Mbappe don't try back.
Mbappe was
Oh,
quiet
Actually,
today.
that man, Croatia is going to exploit. If Croatia make it fun, whoever makes it fun is going to exploit that space in behind Mbappe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
Croatia was centre back there. Whew. If Gravidal, boy, proper boy. And you know the say Radnick suggested him to United. And now we getting here again.
Nah, I think he already
Yep.
committed to Chelsea.
Yeah.
And Chelsea don't get Nkuku already. So we'll see. Anyway, guys.
Chelsea building a force, boy.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, so we've come to the end of another podcast for All in All United. Thanks for all those who have been in the comment section. Thanks for, Cave and Chef for joining the myself. Don't forget, guys, that we also on YouTube. So feel free to go over on the YouTube platform and subscribe. Don't forget to like and share this podcast on Facebook. Well, wherever you're looking at it from. Right? Because we really want to get the content out. And I guess we all know how the algorithms does work, right? So Man United play next on the 21st.
First. 21st.
Yes, that's when the Manchester United returns to action. And I guess the positive of some heartaches today, or some heartbreaks over the last 2 days, is that from having so many players in the quarterfinals to having only 2 representatives that could not even meet in the final, right? We were also certain that it would at least have one Man United player in the final lifting the trophy to not even show. So that's just how it is spin sometimes. That is the unpredictability of the game, right? But the good thing is that we have most of our players back and probably available for Burnley, which is good for us, not so good for them on our international front. But
yeah, but the man go through that grieving process too.
yeah, that'll give that. That'll give that.
This gonna be a new one.
Get over
New
that
one.
quick.
That's what it's saying. It can be new because usually it's be at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, we have time to
middle
get
of the
over.
season.
Yeah,
they
that's
could
tough.
go on
That's
a-
real tough, you know.
Yeah, they could go on a beach and they could afford to go on a beach and chill. But now they'll come back and
that's
see
tough,
Ten
that's
Hag
tough.
face. And then when they watch back and they see Maguire and McTominay. Lord. Pressure. Anyway, guys. So it was nice to have you all on. And we will see you all on the next one. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Croatia
solid.
right back, boy. Croatia right back, and Mbappe could be a nice battle.
You can see how it goes.
Yeah, man.
That's if the man